Well, everybody, it is Clone Wars time, and that means that either around the time this video is coming out on the exact day, or like the day before or day after, I don't know when exactly, the new season of the Clone Wars has started, has been posted, has begun on Disney Plus, and I figured let's talk about my top 10 favorite Clone Wars figures. Now, you're looking at these guys because the Cody and the 501st Trooper are actually on my top 10 favorite Clone Wars Clone Troopers video. But the Captain Rex was not, because I don't think I had that Captain Rex when that video came out. I'm basically just showing these guys off just to say there's no clones in this list. Clones got their whole list. They got their own list a while ago. That video will be in the description. It will be available for you to view. It'll probably be at the end of the video. That's its own list. This is only about the non-Clone Trooper Clone Wars figures that I consider my top 10 favorites. And let's just say this list leans heavy towards the bad guys. Now, this is definitely my favorites, okay? This isn't the best, and I need to own the dang thing for it to be one of my favorites. And I don't own every Clone Wars figure, so unfortunately I can tell you one that would have been on this list if I owned it. Serapis. I don't own Serapis. I really want Serapis. Never found Serapis. So I can't put Serapis on this list. I really want Serapis, but I don't have Serapis. I'm sorry. But I have these 10. Some of them are pretty rare. Some are pretty hard to come by, like a lot of Clone Wars stuff nowadays. But number 10 is Armored Savage Opress. You may be wondering, hey, that's Darth Maul's lightsaber. That's not Savage's. Well, here, let's rewind the clock to when Hasbro released a multi-pack with Clone Wars Maul, Mother Talzin, and Savage Opress. They didn't give Savage his lightsaber, so I had to take a Darth Maul lightsaber and give it to him. So that kind of sucked. But yeah, I was happy I was actually able to get Armored Savage, because he was so hard to come by when he came out. And I wasn't really as internet savvy, so I didn't like pre-order it or anything, so I was on my own. And I'm happy I have it. It's actually really cool. I love the look of him. I love that he's basically Darth Maul but yellow. I mean, he's voiced by freaking Clancy Brown. I think he was pretty cool. I liked Savage. Rest in peace, my boy. But yeah, he's a really cool figure. I just love the armor. I love the look of him. I was tempted to put the shirtless Savage on the list instead, because I actually really like the look of the paint and everything on that one. But I like the armored one just a little bit more. Here, let's get him back there. So yeah, number 10 goes to Armored Savage, because he's cool. And also, I love when his brother's like, Savage! When he's getting choked out. I love how his name is basically Savage. Savage Opress, that is his name. But they had to call him Savage, because they had to be all weird about it. Anyways, number 9 goes to one of the best figures. This is one of the best. And I love it for that, but it's not one of my top favorites, but it's obviously my top 10. That is, oh, don't hate me for probably saying her name wrong. Kato Parasite. Kato Parasite. I'm sorry, it's been so long since I watched the episode she's in, I really don't remember how you pronounce it. Someone will tell me if I'm right or wrong in the comments, and good for you, but it's a alien woman from a kid's cartoon, and I'm holding a plastic toy of her, so it's not very important now, is it? But anyways, yeah, really cool figure. I love the shapeshifters, the Clawdites, and this thing looks sweet. I wish there were more shapeshifters in Star Wars. They really need to use this idea more. Maybe in the Mandalorian Season 2 we'll see one. That would be cool. I love her face mask. Kind of gives me some, I don't know, I'm trying to think of who it reminds me of. The big old bug eyes and everything. Ah, man, I love it. It kind of looks like a Kamen Rider, but I don't really have a personal attachment to Kamen Rider. Kind of looks like a foot soldier mixed with like Waspinator, mixed with just an armored, weird alien woman. But I dig her armor. I love the pose I got her in, too. She just looks really sweet. She's really poseable. I like her. She is one of my favorites. So there's number... Oh, my gosh. Please stand up. There's number 9. One thing about Clone Wars figures is that they're very, thin-limbed. So they like falling over a lot. Anyways, next up, I am going to give it to... how about this one? How about General Grievous? This is not the... battle damaged version. This is actually the Hunt for Grievous battle pack version, because this one's actually slimmed down a little bit. They actually cut some points of articulation and things, like this one doesn't have a swivel at the waist, but I kind of like that more because it makes for a more durable figure, and I love how this one has the cape. It's a huge selling point for me. I love the cape because it has the logo on the back. It looks nice. It's red on the inside. I don't think he had the interchangeable arms either. This was just all you got. but I love it still. It's one of my favorites. It's my go-to Grievous, personally. It's just really, really nice. It's cool. It's cool, man. I like how it feels in the hand. It's one of my favorites. That's why he's on my favorites list. Was that number 8, I think? So there's Grievous. Don't you love how Yoda calls him General Grievous in Revenge of the Sith? No one talks about that. Speaking of Yoda, hey, it's Yoda! Now, the reason this is one of my favorites is because this guy's really nostalgic to me. Let's rewind back to, like, 2009. How old was I? 11? 11. And I, had a kind of bad day. And we went to Toys R Us. That's the easy way of putting it. I don't want to get into the story of it. But it actually involves action figures, why I had a bad day. Oh, maybe I talked about it before. I don't... I've talked so much about why I don't want to talk about it, I might as well just talk about it. Okay, so I had the Plo Koon figure, the Saga Legends Plo Koon figure, the one with the swivel elbows. The elbow popped off, the arm just went missing, I didn't know where it went. So I was really disappointed. I contacted Hasbro, I said, hey Hasbro, can I send this back and you'll send me another one? They said, yeah, we will. But they sent me a Quarren soldier instead, and I was really bummed out about that. So after school, we went to Toys R Us, and I got myself Yoda, Clone Wars Yoda, because I didn't have... He's actually really torn up a little bit. Because number one, I had this when I was a kid. I mean, I was 11 years old. And he also has scuffs on the bottom of his feet. Because what I did with him, I brought him to school, and I just tossed him in the air and caught him. I just kept doing that. Because he's just so small. I love his head sculpt. I love that head sculpt. Look at that. That is Clone Wars Yoda. That looks really nice. Oh, look at that. I am a fan of that. And this one's really articulated too. Like, he has ball hinges and he's got swivels. He's got it all, man. He also came with a lightsaber, but I just have him with his cane right now. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites. One of the best Yodas they've made, honestly. It's not as good as that new Cave of Evil one, because that's the definitive be-all, end-all Yoda. But I love that little Clone Wars Yoda. Anyways, I can never remember the number. It's number 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, number 7. Number 6. I think I got to give it to Bossk. I got this guy in the P.O. box, and I was blown away by it. I love this figure. It's just so nice. Honestly, not gonna lie, probably the best figure of Bossk Hasbro's ever done. I mean, I owned the 6-inch one for a while. It was nice. But something about this one, man. I love this ball joint. I love the animated style of it. It's just so artistic and nice, and it's really posable. Like, I love this Bossk. Definitely a biased opinion that I like it more than the Black Series or the, vintage, like the Saga Legends one they kept re-releasing for a while. But, look at that. It just poses really nice. And it's freaking Clone Wars Bossk. He has the Trandoshan rifle. He's sweet. He's Bossk. Look at that. Look at that. He is Bossk. And I like Bossk. I didn't really like the D. Bradley Baker interpretation of him, though. Like, I like D. Bradley Baker as a voice artist, right? Like, he does some good stuff, but you can always tell it's him. I like when voice actors can change their voice so much, you can tell it's someone completely... Like, you can't tell it's them. I like that. Like, Clancy Brown, I like him, but you can always tell it's Clancy Brown. But, see, Bossk just sounded like D. Bradley Baker hissing, so I couldn't get that out of my head. It's like, you just sound like a clone trooper that's hissing. But anyways, there's Bossk. Number 5 goes to the Commando Droids, particularly the Bounty Hunter versions. I have the regular version, thanks to the P.O. box, but I don't have the Commander from them, but I have these ones. This is the best droid in the Clone Wars line. I love it. It's great. And I love these Bounty Hunter versions. They look so cool. I love the articulation and the posability. I'm not really going to talk, move them around here much. I mean, you can see all the joints and all the things. These guys look sweet. Out of these two, I probably prefer this one more. I probably just prefer that Deco more, but I also really like that one. They're just really cool droids, man. I'm surprised they're actually above the others, but when I got that pack, these guys just blew me away. I love them. Definitely a solid number 5 for those. And then, well, number 4, let's talk about Embo at number 4. Here, let's get his hat tilted up. Isn't it funny that Embo is actually the same species as our good old boy Constable Zuvio? Isn't that funny? But yeah, Embo, we need to see more Embo. Put him in The Mandalorian, put him anywhere. We need more Embo. He is just one of the coolest. I love his voice. I want his dogs. I love how he surfs on his freaking hat. I love how he throws his hat like a Captain America shield. I love his knives and things. Look, he has his crossbow, right? But he also has these knives. Look at that. He's got little knives on the figure. And, oh, this figure just looks so nice. I couldn't ask for a better Embo. Well, I could. I could ask for the hat to stay on a little better, because it comes off really easy. How many people have an Embo without a hat? Honestly, because the hat just comes off so easy. And especially without the knives. And these little things, too, on the crossbow. The hinges. The crossbow hinges! But they come off. So he's definitely a figure that you're not going to find complete a lot of the time, because he's just got so many little bits. But that Embo figure's sweet. Definitely my number 4. Number 3, I was thinking I was going to give it to the other one, but I think I got to switch it up. Number 3 is going to go to Pre-Vizsla, because, come on, it's pre-freaking Vizsla. I like the Mandalorian, the normal Mandalorian they released. I have one, but a Pre-Vizsla's cooler. I mean, he's got the cape, he's got the dark saber. I mean, this figure's price has probably skyrocketed after Rebels, and especially after The Mandalorian, just because of that accessory. I love the removable helmet. Ooh, I keep bumping into the camera when I'm filming videos. It's hilarious. Yeah, he's got a removable helmet, and he's got a great likeness to Jon Favreau in animated form. Isn't it funny how many characters Jon Favreau has voiced in Star Wars? We got, Pre-Vizsla, we got Rio, we got the Heavy Mando. I'm sure there's others. But yeah, there's freaking Pre-Vizsla. I love him. I love how he went out, too. That fight with Maul was great. Even though I don't like that they brought Maul back from the dead, I liked that fight. Anyways, number 2. Number 2 goes to a character that not a lot of people are going to be familiar with, because he was not in the Clone Wars cartoon. He was in the Clone Wars Republic Heroes video game, and he is Eska. How many of you guys, let's be honest, how many of you actually know who Eska is? Is this like your first time seeing Eska? He was a Toys R Us exclusive figure. He was exclusive only to Toys R Us. And he kind of shelf-warmed for a while there. Oh no, you knocked over Pre-Vizsla. But yeah, he shelf-warmed for a while because, not a lot of people knew him. They also sold him as a deluxe figure. He was in a box. Not a card, he was in a box. But I love this guy. He's like Wat Tambor on steroids. He is, as Plo Koon always called him, Scott Cohen. He's a Scott Cohen, and I love that. I love his arm. How you can just like untab it and like move it for some reason. I don't understand, but yeah, you can take that off. So if you're buying a Eska, beware that his arm cannon is not missing, because they made that removable for some reason. Also hope that these little doors are not missing, because those flip down for more missiles. And then he's got these little... This is so Gundam-y. Another reason I keep the thumbnail on, guys. I mean, this is an actual reason why I keep the thumbnail on, and even then I'm struggling. There we go. So he's got these little, I don't know if they're guns. I think they're little, like, thrusters. That's what they are. Oh, my gosh. What good is my long thumbnail if it won't even do what I do it for? Ugh. Come on. Because, see, otherwise, like, how else am I going to get that without a thumbnail? Can I, like... Ugh. Oh, see, look, boom, there we go. Thumbnail, baby. Hell yeah. So he's got these little thrusters back there. He's got all these little, like, missiles or whatever. It's been so long since I played the game. I love the asymmetry to the design, too. Like, this foot's armored and that foot isn't. He's got this pad on his arm. He's a pretty cool figure, too. He's about 6-inch size. He's really tall, as you can see. Like, standing him back there. Like, he's about a 6-inch figure. A lot of people have asked how he scales with 6-inch stuff. Here, just let me get a clone down. Black Series Commander Cody, getting him down. You can see, like, he's short. I don't feel like he really scales. But, I mean, he's about a 6-inch sized figure. You might be able to customize a Wat Tambor out of him. I mean, he's come on. Eska's way cooler. Why would you want to make him into freaking Wat Tambor? The only thing he's good about is freaking techno music. But yeah, there we go. There's Eska at number 2. And number 1 will probably surprise a lot of you. And this guy is purely based off of just the character design. And the fact that he's kind of a clone, but not really. Captain Jafon is my number 1. Hell yeah! Captain Jfon is my all-time favorite Clone Wars figure. He has been for years, and he will continue to reign supreme for a very, very long time. Did I mention this list did not include any realistic Clone Wars figures as well? Because I didn't want... this is Clone Wars toy line stuff. This isn't Clone Wars, realistic whatever. Because, I might have put something else on if... like maybe the Ahsoka, the TVC Ahsoka. I might have put that on here if we were talking about TVC. But that's not a Clone Wars toy. That's a Vintage Collection toy. So anyways, a little tangent over. Captain Jfon, kind of a nobody character. He was just there just to die. I think these guys killed him, right? Or I think it was like Ventress. Not Ventress, oh my gosh. I always want to call Ventress and, oh my gosh, what's her name? Aura Singh. I don't know why they kind of blend in my mind. They kind of do sometimes. When you're filming videos, you get so scatterbrained and you call things by the wrong name sometimes. But anyways, they were actually part of that, I believe. I believe those guys were. And poor Captain Jfon did not survive. The Cad Bane figure is really cool, too. I thought about putting Cad Bane on the list. He'd probably be like 11 or 12, something like that. But I love this Jfon. This deco sells me. I love the white. I love the helmet. Oh my gosh. This is really sweet. A lot of people have asked me if I would make an every Senate Guard video. I don't have that Power of the Jedi one. Maybe I'll get that someday and I'll make that video. But until then, I cannot make that video. But there we go. Here's my top 10 favorite Clone Wars not clone figures. I keep saying Clone Wars clone in my videos. When I turn on the camera, that's where my brain goes. Favorite Clone Wars action figures that are not clone troopers. These are 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10. Sorry, they're grouped together. I'm sorry, I'm a horrible human being. I couldn't pick between them, even though I think that one's probably cooler, so I probably could have, but I didn't anyway. Okay. That's it with this video. Top 10 favorite Clone Wars. I almost said Clone Trooper again. Top 10 favorite Clone Wars figures out of the way. Let me know what your top 10 are. If there's any that you would have put on the list, on your list, that I didn't have on my list. You can't put any on my list because this is my list. I love how people are like, why didn't you have Blood of Blood? Because it's not one of my favorites. It's a favorites list. It's not a best list. Now, granted, go to my freaking 12-inch Star Wars video and complain all you want about something not being on that, because I marketed that as a best list. So do that. Don't harass me on there, though. I was just kind of making a little joke. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop rambling. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out my social media links, P.O. Box address, and frequently asked questions down in the description below. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day. May the Force be with you. Enjoy the new Clone Wars episodes. I'm not the biggest fan of the show, but, I'm sure I'll enjoy them. I'm sure I'll like them. Alrighty, guys, I will see you later. Ta-ta.